Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome back to more Frostpunk in the Scar for our extreme endless difficulty run. It is a new recording session for me. I pretty much did all of the last few videos in one session, or at least close enough back to back that I was trying to make some serious progress, and we did! We survived the second great storm, which is great. We have a third one on the way, and it'll be here in a few days. It's really not a lot of time, is it? We're trying to run around and explore as much as we can, and that's great. However, I do think that we are still in a fair bit of trouble. I mean, if we do not get our coal situation figured out regularly on a daily basis, we're going to have a heck of a time. I also really need to ramp up my steel production, and getting a little bit of extra food would certainly be quite helpful. And to that extent, one thing we may want to do pretty much now, honestly, is start setting up some trade routes with our neighbors via the transport depot while the temperature is relatively okay before the next storm is going to hit, right? We could set one of these up and try to get some more consistent food or perhaps even steel generation. All of that, though, is ultimately leading to what I think is my next major goal, and that is automatons. The next storm is really going to cripple me, and I'm not going to be able to get enough coal generation if everyone is freezing to death over here, right? So, setting up a coal mine would be the best with an automaton, or at least having some automatons getting me extra resources so I can keep everyone over here and preserve my coal with less heating zones would be huge. We need those, but for that to work, I'm going to need steam cores. That means we need to either find some on the map and bring them back via scouts, get some via bridges, which is going to take a lot of steel that I currently don't have, or deal with, let's say, our food and healthcare needs so we can take down these hothouses and infirmaries, maybe replace with some houses of healing and a trade route with extra food, and get some steam cores salvaged that way. If we can do that, if we can just get a few automatons before the next storm, I think I can survive. If I cannot, well, then this is going to be quite the fun run, now isn't it? Let's take a quick look at our economy over here and see what's going on as far as coal. So we are producing enough per day to start building up a stockpile, and that's certainly a good sign. We want to be getting up as close to that stockpile as possible, because that's going to give me a lot more flexibility to respond to different situations. I would be tempted to reduce the amount of power coming from my generator, but right now everyone's still cold enough. I don't think that that would be very wise, so we're just going to have to live with it as is. We are definitely having some food issues, and I'm creating as many rations as I can, and we're getting somewhere on that. How are we looking as far as food? We are making enough. So with our labor as it is right now, we will be able to rebuild our stockpile of food and coal before the next storm hits. That's a good sign. We are also fine on our healthcare. That's good. As far as wood is concerned, we're getting 100 per day, and I'm at my cap, so that's a thing. And as far as steel, we are getting only 70 per day. That's not enough. That's the real big bottleneck. But we have 200 more on the way via our scouts, so we'll see how that works out there. I need to be spending some of this wood just to make sure that we aren't accidentally sitting at our cap and not working efficiently, so let's set up, for example, some quick medical posts over here or something. I don't know. We're not actually building any of these. This is just a way for me to bank the wood. You've seen me do this before. So it's one of the more clever things that you can do in the game. Slightly gamey, but it makes me feel like a more competent player being able to do this. And yes, I know you're supposed to be able to cycle through buildings, but I never learned all the hotkeys, so it's going to be what it's going to be. And we'll just go ahead and cancel some of those as needed when I do need a little bit of extra wood. Okay. So this is all fine. Good. What are we doing in terms of research right now? We are working on a generator range upgrade. Yeah. I am questioning whether that's the correct play here. So, it's nice in that it is definitely more efficient to increase the range than to use steam hubs. But in this case, it's only useful if I can get rid of some of these steam hubs, or at least turn them off when the next storm hits. And really, what can I turn off? The answer is none of these because of the way that I've set this up. I think that my biggest mistake really, it was not just not building a bridge to get the steel earlier, but it's been my heat placement, and fixing it right now would be a little too costly. We are very much committed, but I'm not happy about that. We're going to go ahead and pull out some engineers and let them go somewhere else, maybe send some more over here to work on the workshop. We'll finish it on the off chance this ends up being helpful. Why are we acting as if too many people are sick and we're not getting enough work out of the workshop here? What is going on with this? we have a lot of sick workers? No, they're all here. So why are we only at 40%? Oh, right, I'm sorry, because workshops are one of the few buildings where people actually do have to walk over here in order to actually turn it on. Good, fine, all right. Let's go ahead and send a few more engineers to the hothouses just to get a little bit of extra out of that. I'll send a couple over to the coal thumper and a few more over here just to gather up some much-needed coal. This should all be fine, and we'll deal with more healthcare needs as it approaches. All right, so this should mean that we are now producing a fair bit more coal. Yeah, there we go. Producing a fair bit of extra surplus per day, about 350. That's going to help quite a bit. And we're still producing as much of the wood here as I can. So there's the generator range upgrade done. Another range upgrade might eliminate the need for a steam hub, but then I have to pay triple the costs of coal for our generator. Still can be more efficient, but it's a bit of a pain. Getting down to this efficiency upgrade would be nice. Improved heaters could be good, especially since we're about to have a temperature drop. Beyond that, though, we do need to get the wall drill, but maybe not until I actually am going to be building a bridge. Infirmary mechanization would save me quite a few engineers, but wouldn't save me much more beyond that. Industrial hothouses won't do me good unless I have more steam cores, so we could start working on bunkhouses. Or I could get some insulation for hothouses to ensure that I'm always producing some food, and I think I will do this. Because right now we are already chilly and we're about to have a bit of a temperature drop. So without that, that could become a bit of an issue. Okay, everyone's hitting into free time. Quick question, can I turn up some extra research hours? And the answer is going to be yes, let's do that. And also, let's go ahead and do an emergency shift. I'll accept the discontent. I want to make some more technological progress. I really want to get to Tier 4. Tier 4 is where I need to be before the next storm is going to hit. For a few reasons. One, faster medical treatment is great. Two, if we get over here, an upgrade for the steelworks again. Also, gathering post installation will be very helpful for me. We don't have any benefit as far as scouting. Yes, we do. Additional scouts. We can get a third scouting party, which might be useful. But also, generator efficiency upgrades would be huge for me. Also, you know, we could work toward more efficiency for our heaters and also for our steam hubs. So there's a lot of things that we would like to do there. It's Tier 4. Very, very helpful. Let's heat some homes. I'm sorry, I don't think I can address this because it's only going to be getting colder, and if you're not happy with this right now, I can't sustain that for 2 days. If you had waited 1 day, I would have happily done it, but no, you didn't want to do that, huh? All right, feeding the hungry. We do have a 22 hours to feed everybody, but that really should not be an issue. Only 19 people left, and they're all on their way. The scout has arrived at the Round Rock. We'll explore here. We find nothing. A mace rock and a buried dreadnought. Well, that's going to be another relic, which is not worth my time. The mace rock, we're really starting to get further out, aren't we? But we could do it. I think we keep going in one direction with these guys and pray we get some steam cores here. These guys are on the way to drop off some steel so I can build a bridge. And then they're going to go and introduce themselves to the shipwreck camp so we can try to get a little bit of extra resources coming in that way. Alrighty, let's see, how are we doing as far as overdrive? Let's just go ahead and use a little bit, though we are okay at the moment. Another Hulk has been spotted, but again, it is a trap and pretty much never really worth your while. Let's see, people are falling more ill. Yeah, we do have to be aware that illness is still very much a major threat for me, but we're making some good progress there. Purpose, what could we do? Well, we could go for that House of Healing technology. And it's nice in that it does heal a lot of people, better than most medical posts and such, but not as good as an infirmary, but it doesn't require a steam core, which can be huge. This is very good if you're low on engineers, and also very good if you want to save on steam cores. I'm hoping I don't have to worry about that, because healthcare is extremely important, but this could be good. The temple is another fun thing that we could do. We could go ahead and unlock these ceremonial services and then start working toward righteous denunciation. But none of these strike me as extremely important, just sort of minorly helpful. We could set children labor to all jobs. That's going to increase the odds of people getting hurt. Not a fan of that. Triage is okay as like a kind of a desperation measure, but beyond that, just kind of meh. Dueling law would remove a lot of discontent. Sometimes people will get killed, and that's not great, but reducing discontent just makes me able to do a lot more emergency shifts when needed, and I like that idea, so we'll try for that. Burning faith. Sir, with your blessing, our people walked from home to home collecting symbols of the old faith to destroy them. Okay, discontent will rise or discontent falls. Yeah, this would normally drop hope, but it doesn't matter in this case. Let's go ahead and let the discontent fall, because we've already dealt with that. I'm going to pull the engineers off over here and send a few to this infirmary just so we can deal with some overflow, because it looks like we are starting to get a few more patients. We'll pull off a couple more over here, though I do still think getting some extra rations would be nice. So we'll do this for now. That should be enough capacity for, I think, 40 patients. So let's see how well that works for me. This overdrive is still going to be a problem, but we're working on it. We did increase the range, and actually, wait, that's a terrible thing because it is costing me a lot of extra coal. Right now, we only have 3 hours of coal left. That's barely enough to survive, but I do not need this extra range, so we'll drop that back down, and that should help a little bit. We were actually about to have a serious problem. Yeah, remember when you finish that technology, the stuff is always going to come back. Oh, boy. Hey, last person who's hungry, can you please go eat? Like, for real. Like, this is going to become a problem if you don't go eat. Where are you? Where's the hungry person? Alone in this world, working in the sawmill, going to work. Eat food! There we go, finally. All right, hope rises. Doesn't matter, but I didn't want to take a loss. Scouts have returned with some extra steel, thank God. Okay. You guys are now going to go to the shipwreck camp, and we are going to introduce ourselves to our neighbors. Now we need to start thinking about a bridge, and I do think getting the wall drill is important because it would save me a lot of wood. Or rather, let me think. We have... The thing is, we have 891 more wood here, but I want to build the transport depot, which means all this is going to go away. So really, though, with an extra... let's see, how many medical posts do I have here? About 9, I think? Yeah, 9. Maybe 10, actually. No, 9. 9 medical posts. Each of those cost me 25. We have a fair amount of wood at the moment. I could ignore this and try going for those steam cores, but I do so at my own peril. If we run out of wood, I can't get more bridges. I do think we learn from our first snake and we go for this just so we can guarantee that we have the source. And I think that's probably the better way to go. Probably. Okay. Well, in that case, it is time to go for... the wall drill research. Might as well do that. Now, the wall drill does take a steam core, which is potentially an issue, but at least temporarily we'll have more sawmill access, so I know I'll be fine on wood until we find those steam cores. How are we doing as far as temperature in the hothouses? Well, the overdrive is running, and that's part of the issue. Turn this thing off, and temperature drops down to chilly, but at least it is still functional, and we are getting some extra food. So I'm happy to have the extra insulation. That does help. Pretty good. How much is it going to take for me, do you think? How much is it going to take for me to get the transport depot? I think we build it tonight. Tonight is the night to build the transport depot while we are still looking okay on our steel production. And that is a fire alarm. And yally! Thank you. Okay, got that. We're fine. Temperature over here is chilly, but overall not that bad. Just be aware that a lot of people can and will be getting sick, but the infirmaries should be dealing with them pretty quickly. Once we get down to 20, I can pull some more engineers off and go somewhere else. This place, on the other hand, is still quite cold, unfortunately, so we may want to pull off over here. That would slow down my research, but when it's very cold, I don't think we want to be working here, and I don't want to have any extra heat range and stuff going over there. So let's send some engineers here. That leaves me with a couple of extras. We can go to, what? Let's see, the sawmill over here and get some extra lumber? No, I think we just go ahead and send them to gather. How are we doing in this gathering post? We need to turn the heater on. There we go. That should be a little bit better. A lot of people sick over there, unfortunately. We have to be very mindful of that. Will continue to bite me. 8 hours of coal remaining. We are back to producing enough per day, so we're okay. But as long as I don't have range 2 on, we're going to be getting a little bit of a reprieve in the next day or so with some temperature, but then it's going to drop 2 more levels, and that is before the next big storm is going to hit. So when the storm hits, I'm expecting to drop down to like negative 160 or something. It's going to be terrible. Unrest in the streets. Really? People might get hurt. We will let the preacher might get killed. Hopefully he won't, though. We can now pull all of our engineers off over here and send them back over here. We can get a little bit extra coal generation there. And yeah, let's just go ahead and send a couple over here to the sawmill. And just try to get as much going there as possible, though I guess we could do some building projects if we have a few extra workers. And that's not so bad. Alright, getting closer to capped out on steel, which I find absolutely amazing, and our production of wood is still looking solid. What's going on now? Victory for the faithful. It looks like we may have killed the person. We beat up a lot of folks. The leader was handed over. Okay, I don't think we actually killed them, but we did at least knock out the preacher before it could become an issue. Good. So that means we're not going to have more discontent issues there. Scouts have arrived at the Mace Rock. Do we find anything good? Please tell me we do. Upright sled and a wrecked steamer. That sounds like something that's going to have steam cores. Go, go, go. Get them, and then come back home. I know that means you're not going to explore as much as you probably could, but the storm is going to be arriving in about 4 days, and we need to be ready for that. All right, tech for the wall drill is done. Good. What do we want next? It's almost never worth going to the steam wall drill. The amount of wood you get per day is probably not worth the steam core. It's only 30 more per day for a whole steam core. Just like never worth it. Never, ever, ever worth it. Beyond that, let's see. We could research the factory. Improved heaters are not necessary at the moment. We could do all this, but honestly, I think we may want to go for the difference engine. The only thing that scares me about that is it's going to cost me 75 steel. We can barely afford to do that and still do the bridge, right? Let's actually go ahead and plan out a bridge right now. We'll do... Oh, gosh, now I'm really thinking about this. Hang on. I've got... I said it was 25 wood there. Let's see, so 25 times 9, that's going to be 225. That's a bridge, it's a bridge. I've got enough wood stored for a whole bridge right now. If I were to get these steam cores, I could get the automatons going, and that means day and night I can have steel production. I have just enough wood that we're okay, but I won't be able to spend wood on anything else if I do this. How much more wood do we have over here? 224 is plenty. Alright, change of plans. I thought the wall drill was more important, but without steam cores, it's not like it matters too much. We are going to go for the steam cores here. And we are going to try to get a factory and some automatons up and a-running. Alright, so that means instead of going for tier 4, let's grab that factory. I need 30 wood. Okay, yep, hang on. I can do that. Let's go ahead and cancel one here. This is why we have it banked. Go to research, factory, go. Okay, automatons will cost me a bit. They will cost me some very important resources, but it's huge if we can do it. Huge if we can do it. This will change everything, you know? I find that even on the harshest conditions, if I have enough automatons, I can survive anything, basically. Like, it's so good having a lot of them. So good. Let's go ahead and turn on a little overdrive. We're having a few people getting sick, and I'd like to reduce that a little bit. Also reduce some discontent. Also, let's go for another emergency shift so we go faster on research during the night. And we are going to have to pull off some engineers. We will go ahead and do all 7 over here and assign them over to the infirmary. I think that'll be okay. 8, sorry. And, okay. So let's see. If I were to cancel some of these, get that lumber going, we could also build the transport depot tonight. However, we'd have to get rid of the sawmill. Are we committing to this? I think we are. Commit to that. Get rid of the sawmill. Okay. This is going to feel a little risky to me, I'm not going to lie. But I think it's worth it. We can pull off the 2 engineers here and assign them to the infirmary just so we heal a little faster. We heal very quickly. That's one great thing for us. We do heal quite quickly. Do I want to keep... We actually have a lot of people working in these medical posts. I kind of forgot about that. Let's get rid of this medical... Well, hang on. We may or may not need to get rid of this one. Let's hold off for a second. Go dismantle the sawmill real quick. Shouldn't take long. We've arrived at the wrecked steamer. We find... Oh, that is not steam cores. Uh-oh. Wood and coal, huh? Okay, upright sled. We're gonna try for it. We got enough time. I needed to get some steam cores there. Okay. Well, now I feel like I may have committed the wrong resources, but I'm hoping not. Transport depot. We're gonna set you up right along here, and yes, sure enough, it gets rid of everything. All of the wood that was right over here. So we're now completely relying on this area to get that taken care of. Alrighty. Let us get a road situated along here. We're going to need that. I'm going to need to get a gathering post right along here. And a quick road to get me there. There is some coal over here. I mean, that's one good thing. If we wanted to, we could get some gathering posts and just gather coal. But to be honest, I'm not sure it's going to be much better than what I've already got. Now, one thing that's going to be fun with the transport depot is I know I'm going to have to set aside some people to build a crew. and go send them to build a route to somebody. Well, in 5 hours, we're going to get to find out who the people are at the shipwreck camp, and I'm hoping to find out that they can get us a supply of steel. If not, I think that we are going to have to just go for the food. The food is always going to be good, and it lets me free up a steam core if we were to pull off the steam hub, right? Right. Factory is going to be done soon-ish, but I don't have a steam core to take advantage of it until we get some people assigned to go work. So they're doing that right now. They're also building a lot of things right now. Somebody died. Okay. The preacher. Oh, we did kill the preacher after all. Nobody saw or heard anything. A likely story. All right, so the factory has been researched, and that's great. Automaton streamlined costs less steel and wood. This only works if you're going to build a lot of them, but I do hope to. This would pay for itself. Easily enough. That said, let's see. A temperature rise is about to happen. Infirmary mechanization is good, but it's not what I need right now. I kind of feel like we go for the difference engine. But if I do that, I don't have enough lumber until we gather from here. How much am I gaining per day right now? 84 per day. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. We'd still be able to build another bridge over here if I could just get some steel together. Well, let's start the shipwreck camp. We reach a settlement before the shipwreck. It looks like there's actually both steel and wood. Oh. See, okay, so these are the convicts who in the previous campaign gave us only wood, but looks like they can do both. Well, that's very nice. Okay. I could deliver this back home. That's a lot of useful materials. I could also go to the children's mine and learn about some coal and stuff. Go to the fissured rock. Let's go over here. It's only 12 hours. I'd like to find out what else we can do. I don't care about the buried dreadnoughts. Stone arch. Lying rock. Nothing out there. Buried dreadnought we don't care about. Stone arch. So as far as we're aware, these are all just waypoints to nothing. And these are all relics. So these are the only other two that I'm currently not aware of. The fissured rock won't have anything either, but it will unlock something. And we'll see what turns out with these guys, but I think I'm going to turn them around and head them back home relatively soon. But okay. Okay. Let's see. We're getting capped out on coal over here, which means we can pull a couple workers off and assign them over here instead. Maybe not that many. I do still need people to be working on building things and get this gathering post up and running. Doing fine in terms of treating people. Let's go ahead and pull engineers off of these medical posts. This is where I should be pulling people off. And let them go do something instead. Something a little bit more productive. Yeah, that's right. Get over here. Build this thing. You guys took an entire day to do this and nothing came of it? How dare you? All right, units. We would need 10 workers, 50 steel, and 50 wood. We're committing. Let's do this. All right, so you guys, do we go to the food in order to get the hot springs so we can get some food production and pull off of hot houses, or do we go for the constant source of steel and lumber? So these guys we could send here. Send a construction team to build a trading depot. The thing is, I'm not convinced that these guys are going to give us constant resources. We may have to trade with them like everything else. If that's the case, maybe getting some resources from the shipwreck camp that we can then trade to the hot springs for food or something? Maybe. I think we're going to go to the shipwreck camp to guarantee that I have enough resources to get the next bridge, so I could get a wall drill if I want to. Oh, right. Freaking heck, I forgot about the overdrive. Haha! Yep. Okay, that's one of the reasons we haven't had as many sick people lately. That's been great. As far as technology, so we didn't have enough steel to build the difference engine, so we can't do that right now. Bunkhouses aren't a bad idea, just we could build them if I feel like I have a lot of resources, and that's actually one really good thing about getting a trade depot set up with the shipwreck camp. Lots of wood and steel would mean housing upgrades before the temperature drops, and we don't have a lot of time before that next storm is going to be hitting, so that's scary. Purpose. I'm going to go ahead and research the House of Healing. If we get some extra workers and I can pull off of the infirmaries, maybe save myself a core. That could be well worth it. Could be. I don't know. Hard to say. Temperature's about to rise. A lot of people getting sick. I'm aware. We are going to be assigning you guys here. There are 2 steam cores you guys need to gather. And that is 100% the top priority above everything else. So you guys arrive at the Fissured Rock. We discover this rock spire and an empty campsite. Empty campsite went all the way back out here, but there's nothing there. Rock spire. How long until the storm? 5 days. You can get to the rock spire and then the children's mine. Or we could have you guys go to the children's mine, gather up some coal, and head back with the needed resources. Oh, gosh. If we go here, we can get more bridges and try to get more steam cores that way. And I need more coal, because we're always struggling on coal. A little bit of an extra boost would help quite a bit. We can go ahead and cancel these. I know I don't need them right now. See, there's a couple of steam cores over here. I'd love to work toward a coal mine. Where are other coal mines? See, there's steam cores over here. I think there's a coal mine up here. Yeah, there is. So bridge, and then one more bridge would let me get coal that way. There is, however, a coal deposit one right here. So one bridge would let me get more coal. And some wood and steel, believe it or not. Which would let me get an automaton working here constantly to get coal. One bridge here would let me get a wall drill, and I do need more lumber. I think, by the way, we've had people so sick in the cookhouse that no one's been making rations, so that's going to become an issue soon, but alright. Discontent's kind of high at the moment, but the temperature's about to rise. We go here and find steam cores! Oh, thank God. Okay, and wood and raw food. Take these. We discovered nothing new. Perfect. Head home. It's going to take a day and 14 hours, but we have some cores. Good. Okay. Temperature here is unacceptable, you say. Well, I'm aware of that, but we still need to be gathering up cores, so get to it. The temperature rise is fantastic. You guys can build the trading depot. All right, so that's done. Did we lose the workers permanently? Yes, we did. Ah, right, because that is how that works. Okay, so with that done, let me guess. Now we would need to go to tech and build what? No, we go here. No, not units. General. We're going to get a pop-up about having established a trade depot? Really hope so. Temperature, how are we looking? At the moment, not god-awful. Not great, but not the worst. Tolerable is the best I could say there. And still scaring the heck out of me in terms of coal. We are consuming quite a bit now, partly because we have these heaters over here working. But it'll be worth it. We are gathering coal. Wait, gathering coal? We're still only breaking even? Uh-oh. Are we wasting heaters anywhere else? Yes, the cookhouse. And honestly, can we turn you off now? I think we can. Because I do not care about this. I am concerned about these tents. But I think I'll take the risk for now. We can accept a few people getting sick. Let's save some much-needed coal, and that will get me at least a little bit more in my pile. Okay. Gather up steam cores. Go, go, go. Bunkhouses. Nice. Okay. So, if we wait a little bit, we can go for the difference engine, and I need to do that because we're only a couple of days away from getting to the next storm. These guys will return just in time. These guys should be able to reach the children's mine and then get home, and that's going to be about it. Why can't I talk with these guys? I can't communicate. This is where I'm confused. Do we need a new building? Yep, we need an administration building. Gosh dang it. Okay, we need to build that so I can learn what I can trade for, get some extra shipments of something. If I can get rid of a little bit of food rations for some steel and some wood, that may well be worth it because we're doing okay-ish on food. It's one of the few things we are doing okay on. So I'll work with that. Doing great in terms of people being healed right now. We can pull some more engineers off and go somewhere else. Let's gather more coal. And let's gather more wood. Let's go ahead and start making progress, get the last 99 over here. I'd love to turn this off and get rid of the steam hub entirely for good. That would be good. That would be very, very good. We're going to need to do another emergency shift, I think. Let's get that discontent nice and high. We know that's going to be a thing. Cold homes, can't do anything. Sorry. It is what it is. We've arrived at the children's mine. We get some coal. Okay, 300. That's nice. All right, can't really afford to do anything else, I think. I can't take the risk on the rock spire. There's really no guarantee I can find something out here and get back in time. So we're going to go ahead and deliver some very important resources in terms of lumber, some steel, and some coal. These guys have 3 steam cores on the way, which is absolutely phenomenal. And you, I need to turn back on, since we are going to have to heat some homes. People are furious. The Faith Keepers are disobeying me? Ooh. That does not sound good. The captain's voice. Our people are fighting. A crowd of believers gathered in the streets to discuss it. It's the voice of truth. How can you doubt him for a second? My voice is law. People may get hurt. I don't care about hope will rise. Faith Keepers, go disperse the crowd. Hopefully no one gets hurt, but I mean, we've got full medical capacity, so some might say that's completely fine. Let's turn on the overdrive. Get that. Discontent to drop for a second. Hang on. Drop. There we go. Okay. Don't care about hope. I just want to make sure we don't have any issues. And then we can turn back off that overdrive. I'm going to need the overdrive stored up if we're going to have a chance. Okay. So the next storm is well on the way, and have we made enough progress? No. No, we have not. We're going to have to start upgrading housing, I think. And the trade is not really going to be enough. I'm going to set up an administration building over here. I feel like we might as well. I don't even know if this needs to get heated, but at least it's going to be in a heated zone. And setting up new construction teams costs a lot every time. That is rough. But with the difference engine done, we can get some much-needed efficiency for our coal. And then probably improved heaters from there. And we actually do have a steam core, which means we could build the factory, and we're going to do that. What is over here? What is this? This is nothing. Hang on. We can build a factory in a really good spot. I know we need to end this video, but hang on. Get rid of that. Build a factory. Oh, it barely is out of range of our hub. That sucks. Build it over there. We're building the factory, dang it. Okay, good place to end this video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.